Hello everyone and welcome to another video. This time we're going to be looking at Ayresome Park, and this was a football stadium in the Ayresome area of Middlesbrough, funnily enough, in North Yorkshire, England, and it was the home of Middlesbrough FC from its construction in time for the 1903 to 1904 season. Middlesbrough had previously played at Linthorpe Road West Cricket Ground, but election to the Football League meant that an improved stadium was required. Ayresome Park was built at Paradise Field, adjacent to the old Paradise ground of Middlesbrough Ionopolis, who had played in the Football League in the 1893-1894 season. The highest attendance at the ground was set on the 27th of December 1989 with a crowd of 53,802, not forgetting the two, when Middlesbrough played their North East rivals Newcastle United. Ayresome Park was also one of the venues for the 1966 FIFA World Cup. 3 games were played at the ground involving the Soviet Union, North Korea, Italy and Chile. North Korea famously beat Italy 1-0 at the ground to knock one of the most powerful footballing nations out of the tournament, and in the process advanced the Koreans to the quarter-finals. The attendances at Ayresome Park, however, were amongst the lowest in the tournament, with a low of 15,887 fans at the game for North Korea versus Chile. Middlesbrough famously had to play their first home game of the 1986-87 season at Hartlepool because they were locked out of Ayresome Park by the bailiffs due to huge debts which almost put the club out of business. However, they were soon back at Ayresome Park after a takeover deal saved the club, with their attendances and fortunes on the pitch both improving almost immediately. Despite this crisis, a £1.2 million sports centre was opened at the stadium on the 3rd of March 1986 after a 6-year delay caused by fire and safety regulations. In the early 1990s, the stadium was showing its age and clearly in need of major work to bring it up to date. The demands of the Taylor Report meant that all stadiums in the highest 2 divisions of English football had to be all-seater by the start of the 1994-95 season. The surrounding residential area gave limited scope for expansion to an all-seater capacity of no more than 20,000. And with the club wanting a considerably bigger capacity by 1993, the decision had been made to relocate the club to a new site in the town's dock area. Plans for a new 30,000-seat stadium on the banks of the River Tees were given the go-ahead in the spring of 1994, and construction work began that autumn, with the new stadium being ready for the 1995-1996 season, when it became the first new stadium to be built by a top division club since Manchester City moved to Main Road in 1923. The final competitive game at Ayresome Park was played against Luton Town on the 30th of April 1995, in a match which Borough won 2-1 to secure the Division 1 title and promotion to the Premier League, 2 years after being relegated. It was also a fine first season in management for the club's new manager Brian Robson. John Hendry, a key player for Borough during the first half of the 1990s, earned the honour of scoring the final competitive goal at Ayresome Park. The very last game at the ground was a sellout testimonial match for long-serving goalkeeper Stephen Pears, who scored the ground's final goal, scoring from the penalty spot in a 3-1 win for Peter Beardsley Select 11 against the Middlesbrough promotion-winning side. The Select 11's other goals were scored by Beardsley and Bernie Slave and Paul Wilkinson, scoring the Borough's only goal. Borough received the First Division Championship trophy the following game. Ayresome Park was retained as a training ground for a year until a new facility was opened, and it was finally demolished in early 1997. The site of the stadium is now a housing estate. To commemorate the old ground, the gates of Ayresome Park have been erected outside the main entrance of the club's new ground, the Riverside Stadium, which does hold more than the 30,000 planned. The current capacity of the Riverside Stadium is 34,742, although provisional planning permission is in place to expand to 42,000 should it be required. The Riverside Stadium is fully enclosed, with every seat offering an uninterrupted view of the pitch. The four main stands are commonly known as the North, East, West and South stands. The corners are referred to as the North East, North West, South East and South West corners. How creative. Concourses run around the entirety of the ground, with kiosks serving food and drink. The North Stand backs onto the River Tees. The West Stand runs along the length of the pitch and is the stadium's largest stand. The stand contains a number of executive boxes along its length, as well as restaurants. The stand houses the changing rooms, and the players' tunnel emerges from the middle of the stand, while seating in the top tier spells out the club's nickname, Borough. The East Stand greets the players as they walk out of the tunnel. The main television gantry was relocated to the top of the stand from the West Stand in 2016. White seating at the top tier of the stand spells out MFC. The roof houses 5 flagpoles with various flags flying, usually representing the league and cup competitions the club are participating in, as well as a flag of the team crest. A new press box was installed at the back of this stand in preparation for the club's promotion back to the Premier League. The East Stand houses a family zone and also visiting supporters. Prior to the 2016-2017 season, 2 permanent television studios were installed at the back of the south-east corner, one either side of the existing giant TV screen. One effect of this was a slight reduction in overall capacity. The South Stand previously housed visiting supporters, now relocated to the south-east corner, but since the 2013-2014 season has housed some home supporters. The stand houses the vocal Borough Ultras group Red Faction, who are known to organise tifos. Now, I've actually mispronounced that wrong. I think it's tifo. And a tifo is the phenomenon whereby the tifosi of a sports team make a visual display of a choreographed flag, sign or banner in the stands of a stadium, mostly as part of an association football match. Got that out eventually. And there you have it. There is the history of 2 of the Middlesbrough football grounds, one where they play before the Riverside Stadium, and obviously the Riverside Stadium itself. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. There's plenty of other videos on my playlist. If you want me to do another football stadium, one you've always wanted to know about, please do drop this in the comments. Like, share, subscribe for free if you want. If you don't want to, it's entirely up to you. All it does is it just notifies you when I post another video. So until then, take care. Until the next video, take care of yourselves and goodbye.